to Café Enchante. I was not just an idiot. I was not an idiot for 10 minutes. I have no idea what you're talking about. There's no video evidence of that. How do I get the bottom one? Okay. I guess I can't change the bottom one. Okay. Yeah, I guess. Well, I was going to do something. You have to say it in French? If I can say French. Memories of my childhood. They were filled with images of whispering streams and the aroma of fresh coffee. Most of those memories sunk into the depths of my mind as I entered adulthood. Even so, faint memories come to the front of my mind when I sometimes close my eyes in silence. The enchanting sound of jazz standards, an old record. The sharp flavor of scented coffee floating gently throughout the cafe. The warm, inviting light of the chandeliers glimmering upon the rows of glasses. Yes, my memory of that place is precious to me, but there are memories of something much greater etched into my heart. It's the sound of my grandfather laughing together with the guest he served.
Na, じいちゃんがこの店をやってるのはどうしてだと思う?
Because you like coffee?
そうだな、それもある。喫茶店のマスターなんざ半分ぐらいはコーヒー好きが高じて店を開くようなもんだ。けどそれだけが理由じゃねえ。自分でコーヒー飲むのが好きなだけならうちで入れて飲んでりゃいいわけだしな。俺が店を開く一番の理由はな、うちに来てくれる奴らがいるからだ。ふらっと立ち寄ってくれた一元さん、この店のコーヒーの味に惚れ込んで何度も足を運んでくれる常連ども、そして遠くから、そう、信じられねえくらい遠くからわざわざこの店に来てくれる客もいる。儲けなんざ考えもしなかった。じじいの道楽で始めた店だけどな。そんな誰かの居場所になっちまった以上、そうそうは閉められねえんだ。
This cafe is for the patrons?
そうだ。いいか？覚えとけ。コーヒーは自分で飲むのもいいが、自分で入れるより誰かに入れてもらう方がうまいんだよ。
Huh?
そうだよな。まだわかんねえよな。
Our last customer is about to leave.
ほら。
Well,
じゃあお見送りのご挨拶、ちゃんと覚えてるか?
yeah, I hope you come back soon. Let's step away for a second. Let Kiwi out. Sorry about that, folks. Phew. I feel like I've been lost for so long, but I finally made it. It takes my gaze away from the map in my hands and looks across the familiar landscape. Let me see if I can change something. That should work. I know a lot of people wanted to see this one. Café Enchante. A name I hadn't heard in a while. It's been maybe 15 years now. Hearing myself say these words out loud makes me realize how long it's been. Even if the world around it has changed, as all the years have passed by, it looks exactly how I always remembered it. Yeah, I guess she does kind of work for maid. She does kind of have the hair. I felt so happy that the fact, for some reason, so much that it makes me smile. 15 years. Yep, I did a good job getting here, if I do say so myself. If I do say so myself, although I completely relent on this map app. I put my phone away and exchange it for a piece of paper and a key in my bag. What brought me here is a letter from my beloved grandfather. And the key to this cafe. I'm back, Grandpa. I'll be in your care now. I quietly greet the small, simple key, and carefully I open the door to this familiar place. Hi, everybody. Oh, wow. That space that appeared before me was one within the fog of my mind. The faded scene tucked in my memories regain their color and their strength. I take a few steps forward, noticing a layer of dust draped all over. It had been all left alone for so long. Still, the dim fragrance of coffee lingers in the air about the room. I find the comfort in that. No doubt about it. This is definitely Grandpa's shop. The wooden furnishing from back then radiate the comforting feeling of nature. My fingers glide upon the tables and chairs neatly and evenly laid out about the space, and the sense of familiarity fills me again. The cups polished to shine, and a colorful saucer that matched them. And then a hand-operated coffee mill and siphons lined up behind the counter. They stand there, still holding their shine. They were always cared for so very well. Now that I'm here, I should take a look around the whole shop. Oh, this is where Grandpa yelled at me, huh? It was a pillar I tried to climb as a kid. The stairs that were difficult to walk upon with all its tall steps. The hallway floor where I struggled to clean the drawings I made upon it. Looking around conjures up all sorts of old memories. I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like I got yelled at a whole lot. The next thing I looked at was a storehouse that held a bunch of things. It didn't seem dirty to me, though it would be a whole lot of work to clean it all up. Right, I guess it all was left alone after he passed. I'd have to look through everything to know what it was all used for. I can't do anything right now, though, huh? Behind the counter seating is a large kitchen. Oh wow, I never noticed the kitchen before. Faded memories of my grandpa makes a quick meal comes to mind. I think that time he was making a sandwich, and of course he was happy, smiling. I float through the kitchen, making my way to the back of the Enchante. Thought, though it wasn't much, there were the remains of what used to be a vegetable garden. In a corner there was a small flower bed. The colorful vegetables and the pretty flowers decorating the area always looked so impressive. That's right, I remember crying here. My face grew flushed from the memory of me throwing a hissy fit, wanting to water the flowers, rolling around and crying over it. Being back here just opens up a floodgate of memories one after another. I continued touring the first floor as if to search for those moments I'd forgotten. And then I mutter again. I'm back, Grandpa. Away from Tokyo, the capital of Japan, far from the city center, sitting in an alley after 5 minutes of walk, the privately owned Café Enchante. The person who owned this shop was none other than my late grandfather, Suan Owaki. Sure brings back memories. The amount of nostalgia I feel seems endless. Until I was about 4, my parents were too busy and I had to live here at Café Enchante with Grandpa. My family, when my parents decided to settle down in the country, Grandpa continued to watch after the cafe. That was probably why I thought it would still be his forever. I never once imagined that I'd be the one to come and continue running the shop. Enchante was a cafe, but it was also a place that Grandpa called home. The building was surprisingly large, and the drafty second and third floors were living spaces, as only the first floor was the cafe. With the counter seats facing the bar and the cozy table seats around the shop, there was a total of about 20 seats here. The menu board seemed to have just some basic drip coffee available. The types of beans were written there, but it prompted patrons to choose their brew. You got to see it brew as you chatted. Grandpa thought it was too much of a pain to decide the type of brew himself, so he'd make the customers decide. Though I think it was really popular to be able to choose your method from the Nell dip to the siphon and watch the process. That's right. Just then, from the corner of my eye, I see the curtains hung behind the chairs and move towards them. I thought I had walked through all of the first floor already. What's behind these curtains? Yeah, people wanted this one. Looking from the garden, there should be another room behind these curtains. I go through them deep in thought. I knew it. Although, what was this room for? I tilt my head in wonder at this room hidden so far in the back. It just doesn't match what I remember. Still, if it's possible, I'll be taking over this place. I should have an understanding of the interior of the shop, so... Hello? Attempting to figure out what this last room was, I open its doors. Something came into my vision immediately. It was an ostentatiously adorned door that didn't quite match the rest of the cafe. Come to think of it. Wait, is this room just for this door? Right, aside from the ornate door, there was nothing else here. Even though there was the space for it, like the storehouse, nothing was kept here, nothing stored, no extra furniture. Just a door. Just sits there. Oh, there's a dog. No, there's not a dog here. Why is there a door here? I took a peek behind it, but sure enough, there was nothing there. Just the rest of the room. It doesn't open either. I hadn't the slightest clue as to what it was doing here. It's just an old door. I have no idea when it might have been built. Even though there's no doubt that it was old, its frame seems strangely free of blemishes. Gazing at the doorbell hanging at the top, I tilt my head and wonder yet again. Maybe Grandpa bought it thinking he would use it to replace another door? He always liked antiques and old things. That's the only reason I could think of as to why it would be here. Is it normal for anyone to really have just a door in here? A plate read open and closed on it, which must have been intended to use as its entrance. I imagine my free-spirited and showy grandpa going through the effort of a smile and smile wearily to myself. But now that he's gone, I'll never know what he intended to do with this. Why is it going on its own? What the fuck happened? There we go. Or Enchante won't open in business anymore. I reach out to the plate marked closed. Grandpa must have turned it over before he passed. This lonely-looking plate that would turn people away, knowing the cafe would never open again. I decide to... All right, chat, do you want to keep it closed, or do you want to open it? It is up to you guys. Which would you like to do? Would you like it to keep it closed forever, or open it up? Open it, open it. Oh, hey, Aurora, how are you feeling? How was the surgery? How was my Asian? I act on a whim. This door leads nowhere and it stood in the middle of a shop that lost its owner. The sign was withering in boredom, proclaiming the store's closed status. It seemed strange to me to even feel this, but I looked a little lonely. My feelings guide me. I turn over the plate. The letters written on it jump into my sight. And at that moment, the world changed.
やっと見つけた。
Hi, the surgery went well. Apparently I'm screwed and will now be with crutches for about half a year. Doctor said if I hurt myself one more time, it's permanent. Oh, I wish I could be there to help you, sweetie. If you need me for anything, just let me know. Even if it's just to play a video game to keep you busy. Just send me a message on Discord or Facebook. I don't really answer Facebook a lot, but I will try to be there for you. The doorbell rang, announcing a customer. Mine. The light spilling from the doors blinded me, and the first thing I felt was the warmth that enveloped my entire body. A sweet embrace, as if somebody or something precious and delicate. I can handle it, yeah. Yeah, maybe tomorrow we'll do a gaming thing if you want. Those glimmering eyes were looking straight at me. Where did he come from? Who is he? I'll grab you tomorrow about playing games during the day if you want.
二度とないかもと思っていたのに。本当にこんな日が来てくれるなんて。
Alright, I gotta do something. So I can barely hear him. Oh, that's why. Most importantly, I was wondering why I was being held all of a sudden. With the question spinning in my head, I take a breath. Get off me. You...
Huh?
You're a little too close. Do you mind taking a step back? I muster all of my strength to say anything I could. And escape from his arms, I quickly back away to the wall, putting myself on guard, clutching my phone. We need an adult.
あれ、これはもしかしてすっごく警戒されちゃった感じ?
I love the designs in this game. Even though the words held a certain intent, it seemed like he was laughing in a grin, enjoying this moment.
ああ、そんなに緊張しないでも大丈夫だよ。俺、別に怪しいものじゃないし。
Famous last words. I can't trust you at all. Who in the world even are you? You must be a criminal. You are, right? Completely ready to call the police, I glare at the man.
まさか。これでも歴史ある家の出だよ。なんならサインでもあげようか。
I don't want that. I was trying to do my best to intimidate him, but after seeing that, it was very apparent that he was smiling. His features were beautiful, his jade eyes, his unique hair. He had these horns. This was an emergency, but his face gave me the impression he had things under control. But that aside, that embrace just now was practically assault. Wait, what? Are those really horns growing beside your ears?
お、角？触りたい？いいや。
Is this man whore just Aurora? No, I'm fine. I don't want to touch that.
なんだ。遠慮しなくてもいいのに。
Yeah, this is just a man whore. This is just Aurora. He closes the distance between us. I circle around him to get further away. Now that I look at him more closely, actually, I don't need to look closely. It wasn't only features, but his outfit also seemed very unique. If it was a loose robe adorned with colors of black and purple, they were clothes not worn by anyone other than a wizard from a fantasy world. Are your clothes cosplay from some kind of wizard character?
ああ、これコスプレっていうか清掃。俺、これでも偉い人だからさ。あとついでに魔法じゃなくて魔王が正解かな。
Man whore. Huh?
ああ、そうだ。こう言えば信じてもらえるかな。俺はここの店主、ソーアンと知り合い。だから怪しくない。セーフ。無害無害。
You know my grandpa?
そう、その通り。だから君のことも知ってるよ。ソーアンの孫娘だよね。
Yes, that's right. An acquaintance of Grandpa's. If that's true, I suppose it would put me at ease, at least for a little bit. Still, even if that's true, where did you come from? It seemed like you came through those doors, but I was alone when I was in here earlier. I pointed my finger at the door. Was he behind the door? Although it's hard to believe, he was hiding from my sight the entire time. Until I arrived today, this shop had been closed ever since Grandpa passed. Considering that, anyone other than myself being here is just strange.
ああ、その辺はどうやって説明しようかな。シンプルだけど複雑っていうかね。
What he glanced suggestively at was the same thing I pointed to, the door.
俺以外のみんなが揃えば話は早いんだけど。
Suddenly, the horned man stopped speaking and I felt a disturbance around me. What, an earthquake? The tremors got more and more intense. I thought that Enchante itself would be in trouble until...
みんな久々だから興奮気味だな。これはアンシャンテの結界がなかったら街一つ吹っ飛んじゃうね。
Hi, Miko. Barrier? A town blown away? What?
はいはい、質問は後々。噂をすればなんとやらさ。少し下がってた方がいいかもよ。
Unable to even reply with a flick of his finger. For some reason, I felt my body immediately pulled backwards. I fell to the ground from the sudden force. And in the next instant, what happened before me surprised me even more.
おいじじい、店開けるのが遅えんだよ。何ヶ月待ったと思ってんだ。
ひどいです、そうは。何も言わずに締め出すなんて。退屈すぎて打点が進んだ気がします。
Found the depressed one.
やはりアンシャンテはいい。久々に訪れるとますますそう感じるな。
お？なんだよ、てめえらも来てたのか。しばらく見ねえからどっかでおっちんだと思ってたぜ。
Wait, this wild-looking man had flames spilling out of his entire body.
このメンバーが死ぬというのはなかなか想像ができない事態では。
The man had clean features on his face and wings growing out of his back.
言えている。そもそも我は死なぬ身だ。
Oh my god, I forgot there's a Doulahan in this game. I'm fairly certain. This man looked like a knight clad in black armor like he was from the Middle Ages.
んなことは分かってるっつうの。相変わらず冗談が通じねえな。それより GG はどこだよ。こんだけ長いこと俺らを締め出したんだ。簡単には許さねえぞ。詫びにただ飯でもよこさねえ限りな。
I'm fairly certain the middle one is a Doulahan. I cannot remember though. Ow! I need to stop hitting my fucking knee.
それは随分簡単に許している気がするが。
いえ、ですが確かに今はソーアンの所在を確かめ、状況を問い詰めるべきでしょう。予約していた作品のドラマ CD 付き限定版、ちゃんと入手できているのか。私はそれがとても気がかりで。
Jesus Christ, never mind. I think we found Aurora. That's I forgot about this. One of them's a fucking weeb. I forgot one. I've only done a little bit of this for the review, but I forgot one. So I love this game. I'm really happy you guys chose this one. We'll switch between this one and Paradox, but this one is funny.
あ？こいつ。
そう
そうなんだろう。しばらく見ないうちに随分と愛らしい姿に。
いや、どう見ても別人だろうが。どこに目つけてんだてめえらは。
カヌスの場合は文字通りの意味で、本当どこに目があるんだろうね。
I look at these four suspicious men before me and find that my mind has completely frozen. My eyes shot around frantically. One of them slowly eased his way to me.
おいこら、不審者女。ソーアンの留守に店に入り込むといい度胸じゃねえか。
Listen here, you shit. What? What? Trespasser? That's what I should be saying. Just as I was about to yell that, the man I first met cuts in.
ごめんね。怪しくてうさんくさくて危険な奴らだけど、あんまり害はないから安心して。
Okay, you know what? I am really curious about that now that somebody has mentioned that. Give me a second. Do you get a game over if you leave the door closed? Let's find out. By the way, does this have a route tree? No, it does not. Okay. The save thing is... It's a shame a lot of these aren't on PC. Because I would love for these to get more attention. Hold on, someone's yelling. I pull my hand from it, keeping it closed, and leave quietly. As I look around the shop, I think to myself, it's just so hard to be able to simply take over the cafe again. I don't recognize the labels on all of the coffee beans lined across the shelves. There are pieces of equipment I have no idea how to use. I've never even seen them before in my life. Yeah, I just can't do it. Quitting my job and thinking I could take over a cafe is just... Oh my god, do you actually get a game over? I mutter as if trying to convince myself and solemnly walk outside the shop. Yeah. You know, I like tea over coffee anyway. I don't even like the taste of coffee. I was somewhat reluctant about my decision and even felt like I made a huge mistake. But I decided not to pay any more mind to it. I squint gazing at the distant cityscape and take out my phone. I should just check the train schedule and contact my parents when I get home. Fortunately, tomorrow's a Sunday. There will be plenty of time to talk about what to do with the shop. Holy shit, it's a game over. As if to cut off my thoughts, my phone begins to ring. My face stiffens up from the sudden call, and I answer my phone. Yes, this is Awaki. Huh? Go to work right now? Well, no, I'm actually in Tokyo, and... yes, I'll head right over there. About Sunday tomorrow? Right, so I need to come in then, too? Okay, goodbye. I hope they limit my overtime to at least 100 hours this month. Holy shit, it's a game over! Oh, it is a game over! Thank you for reminding me to check that, Buddha. That's funny. That is legitimately funny. What the fuck is this? That looks good. Why does food in anime stuff look good? That was a short one. That was funny.
ごめんね。怪しくてうさんくさくて危険な奴らだけど、あんまり害はないから安心して。
I just want to give Buddha. I want to give Buddha some love for reminding me to check that. Oh, well, you act as if you're not one of them, but you're all trespassers to me. Okay, you can't hear the phone ringing.
おっと、ノリでいけるかと思ったら、意外と手厳しい。
That's a lot of water. I'm gonna have to fix that. Woo! That's cold. Woo! That was cold water. Yeah, every time you give 100 bits and more, I get splashed. Woo! Woo, it's a hot day today. That was good. I mean, including you. Who are you guys?
どちら様も何も見ての通り。
Is he not no longer he's not a Pooh Man, he's Aquaman now. He gave the water. Woo! Somebody clip it because I didn't get it in recording. He stops to flash another smile and speaks.
異世界からのお客様だけど。
What? Hello, copyright.
Hikari そっと窓辺に差し込んで BGM は小鳥のさえずり扉を叩いたらそこから始めよう
I told you he's a Doulahan!
笑顔あふれる場所へ鮮やかに変化する日常のメロディーと流行る心が踊り出すさあ声を重ねましょう Everyone sing a song 新しい一日のスタートこの場所から始めようよフロアの足元も華やいて指を鳴らし合図したらみんなで Let's start peaceful days
No, if you want a game that legitimately has Persona music, and I know it's not much of your guys' game, look, my playthrough of, Slow Damage, legitimately that music sounds like it's from the person that did Persona. And it bugs the shit out of me, because it might be that person. I have to check.
そうか。やはりソーアン殿は亡くなられたのか。
Sorry, Kiwi's making some sounds.
ここ数ヶ月店が開かなかったので、よもやとは。
The game is called Slow Damage. It's on the other channel. I was making a Persona doesn't know jazz joke. No, I mean, I'm being serious. That game actually sounds like it has Persona music. I think I've said it several times in that video too. By the way, the render has got 4 hours left. We're doing good.
まだ信じられないです。この前来た時は元気だったのに。
人間っていうのは短命だからね。ああ見えて、ソアンも結構な年だったし。今思うと、俺たちを一度帰らせたのも、近いうちに自分が亡くなることを予想してたのかもしれない。
かもしれん。いずれにせよ惜しい方をなくした。
I love that he's the only one still dressed with the fucking helmet. Guys, you're all gonna go for the Doulahan, aren't you?
しけたつらすんじゃねえよ。死んじまったもんは仕方ねえだろ。
Dick.
イグニス、そのような言い方は。
Aurora, I think, is still in the chat. He's just not feeling too hot. Aurora, I love you. We're gonna play video games tomorrow if you're up for it. I don't want to push him if he's not.
うるせえ。ここでいじけてりゃ、ジジイが墓から這い出してくるなら、俺だっていくらでもいじけてやるよ。
By the way, tomorrow, the next time I stream with Mike, we'll be doing the horror visual novel. I promise you guys we're not gonna just do Pow World. We're gonna do the horror visual novel, then Pow World. I already talked to him about it. We would do Grandizer today, but because I'm doing that big render, I can't.
けどそうじゃねえ。ジジイは死んだ。だったら、俺たちが考えるべきは、これからどうするかだろ。違うか。
Aurora bro Alice at this time of year, and then this party internet entirely within your chat. Aurora Borealis. Oh my god, that's pretty good. Oh, that's pretty good. I am honestly glad that you guys are giving love to Aurora. He is one of the good friends of the channel and a great artist. Hopefully he'll do some new art of me when he's feeling up for it. I'm not going to push him. But if you're here, Aurora, just know you are very much loved, my boy. You are my Asian and you always will be. And I say that with all the love in my heart. I really hope you recover well. I can actually see users in chat. Oh, he's not here right now. He left. No, did he? Yeah, I think he went to go sleep. It's, he's in a different time zone, so we'll be doing an early stream tomorrow with him. You guys want to scare the Asian? You guys want to play Scare the Asian tomorrow? Do you want to do some horror with the Asian? I love torturing the Asian. I'll talk to him about what he's in the mood for and what time would be good for him. I know you guys have missed him.
一理ある。相変わらずイグニスは見た目に反して常識的だな。
Well, here's the thing. I'm rendering a literal 17-hour video. And it's only going to take... in 4K. It's a fucking 14-hour video in 4K. And it's honestly, an 8-hour render for that is really, really short. Persians get scared with Asian horror. Yeah, no. If you've never seen Aurora screaming on stream, it's funny as hell. I do have one that somebody sent me to do with Aurora. So we will be doing one. Introduce him to Grandizer if possible. You know what? Just for you guys, we'll do some Grandizer with him tomorrow. He does know Grandizer, so yeah. We'll do Grandizer and we'll do some Asian horror with him tomorrow. If he's up for it. If he's up for it. I'm not going to push him because he just had surgery this week. So let's be a little lenient on the poor guy.
そうですね。見た目はどう見ても粗暴者なのですが。
見た目についててめえらだけには言われたくねえよ。特にそこの鉄仮面野郎が。
That'll help my back a little bit more because my back's acting up a bit. Yeah, that's better. That makes me a little bit taller in my seat. Oh yeah, no, he knows Grandizer. He knows Grandizer and all that. Don't worry.
でも実際イグニスの言う通りだよね。
Maybe I should lower myself. Where is my button? There.
ソーアンが亡くなった以上、このアンシャンテの行く末はどうなるのか。それ次第で俺たちだっていろいろと今後を考えなきゃいけないでしょ。
そうだな、その通りだ。我々がここに来られていたのもソーアン殿の存在あってのことだからな。
まあな、どういう経緯であれ一度締め出されちまったら無理に来るってのは無粋ってもんだろ。
I wish I could bring my mic a little bit closer. Hopefully I sound okay to you guys.
うん。ということでさ、俺たちの将来を握る人物というか。
Just popped in. Any chance you'll get another trip to the patrol shop owned by a certain black cat? I am going to be on there on Saturday. I'm going to be seeing the black cat on Saturday, and we're all going to play Power World together on my server. Gator and Randy? And Randbot? Yeah, no. I'm going to be there on Saturday. I would ask them if I could use if I could put in my donation link in their chats, but I don't know if that'd be safe. By the way, guys, I forgot to put it up, but we do have the donation for the other new rig. We're going for $160 to $200 to give the rigger a little bit of a tip. So feel free to donate. If you don't want to, don't even feel pressured. I do not make it anything that you guys have to do.
まずはテーブルの下で頭抱えてるあの子をどうにかしてあげるべきじゃない？
The fact that these men came out of nowhere through the door that led to nothing. The fact that it felt like their appearances changed the moment I glanced away from them. The fact that they call themselves guests from another world. I just don't know what's going on anymore. Isn't there an anime that did this? Like the Café from Another World thing? I remember seeing a couple episodes and really liking it, and then it just vanished. Honestly, I just want them to leave me alone until I wake up from this terrible dream. Holding my head in thought as if ignoring my pathetic plea. Her name's Major Waki, right? The four men could only see a suspicious trespasser come closer and closer to me.
こいつがジジイの孫娘ってマジかよ。いまいち信じられねえな。
間違いないでしょう。彼女にはソーアンの面影もありますし。
Yeah, a little bit. There's a couple of games like this. I've got so many visual novels to show you guys, and you have no idea how excited I am that you guys want to see otome games. The young man who had wings spoke gently, peering into my face.
突然の訪問、失礼しました。けれど私たちは怪しいものではありません。
Really?
無論だ。ソーアン殿にかけて誓おう。我々は決して怪しくなどない。
Stay away from me, dual hand.
なぜに一歩下がるのだ。
Bro, you're a big guy in a helmet and I'm a tiny girl.
いや、もうてめえは黙っとけ、カヌズ。見るからに不審者のてめえが口開くと、これっぽっちも話が進まねえから。
Yeah, changes worlds every day. I'm trying to remember the anime's name because I really wanted to get it for my collection, but it seems to have vanished.
ということで君、変な人たちに囲まれて不安だろうけど、話だけでも聞いてくれるかな。
Why do you keep trying to talk to me as if you aren't one of them? No matter how many times I close my eyes or pinch my cheeks, it doesn't seem like the situation will disappear. I take a deep breath, stand up with caution, and with eyes half opened and take a look. There's a man I first met, or rather the one that held me unexpectedly. He was He was a young man who had a refined aura to him despite breaking into the cafe. Then the rowdy-looking man glaring at me with an unamused look on his face. Oops, sorry. And then there's this motherfucker. Oop. I keep hitting the wrong buttons on me. Suspicious. They're all suspicious considering they broke into the cafe. But ignoring that one with the helmet on, they seem to be normal people. Perhaps. Still. Pillow. Thank you. Then what? Sorry. There is a dog pushing my fucking chair back. Hold a second. I get to fight a puppy. Or a dog. Oh, shit. I'm gonna win this one, I promise you. I'm gonna win. Oh shit, I didn't win. Stop pulling my chair back. Stop. There's a little... I'm a nerd. There's a flag on the back of my chair for Joker. Or for the Joker. And he keeps grabbing it and pulling it back. There we go. I fixed it. Then what was that with how they looked just now? It's not puppy power. It was Jack doing it. Puppy is asleep in his cage. Then what was with how they looked at me just now? Yeah, well, my chair is the Joker. My chair is the Joker. And so I have a little flag for it. Like, not a flag. Well, they call it a cape. It's like a little Joker cape. And I just got pulled the fuck back into the back. There's a nice Doom chair I'd like to get eventually. But it's really expensive. It's like $300 or $400. But I like my Joker chair. Let me figure out what's going on. You're all... They seem pretty familiar with Enchante, and they do seem to know Grandpa. So the answer to all that leads to is... Are you guests of the cafe?
そうだよ。つうか、常連ってやつさ。もともと俺たちはここに入り浸ってたんだからな。
You hang around here?
そうだね。朝から晩まで、おはようからお休みまでって感じかな。
You fuckers are working here if you're doing that.
私に関してはいわゆる住み込みでした。
I'm charging you rent. I got burnt out on the gaming chairs. I pretty much got one with airflow ergonomic chair. Well, this was a gift. I like the Doom chair just because of how it's Doom, but this was a gift and it's very comfortable. My back is fucked and so is my neck, so I have to be careful though. The problem is I'm very short and it's for very tall people, so it's very hard for me. That's why I'm constantly moving around other than the ADHD. Grandpa hired illegally immigrant... Hold on, I can read this one. Give me a second. So, Grandpa hired illegal immigrants, workers from parallel universes? If I ever get another chair, it would either be the Doom chair or airflow air. I can't say words. I really am having problems saying certain words today. Forgive me. I'm a little brain frozen. I'm a little brain spazzed right now due to everything going on in the background. I gotta get with Gator and stuff if they want to join the server. You want to see the chair hold on, somebody wants to see the chair I have. Give me a second. Alright, let's continue. Thank you, Spence. That's actually a bit of a nuisance. But who are these people in the first place? The very first moment I met them. Rand will be good boy. I still remember the times he was on the Claire Bear stream and she had to tard wrangle him from time to time. You can tell Gator and Rand, yeah, you can tell them they're actually invited onto my streams anytime. I like Gator. He's fun. They're both invited to come play on my streams. I don't mind. I'm open to play with a lot of people. It's just that, again, they have to just follow my rules, which I think they will. People told me... The fun thing is everyone told me Rand was going to be rude and nasty to me, and honestly, him and Gator have been two of the nicest people. Like, I don't know why people keep saying that Rand's a bad person. Well, I understand partially. But it's like Mr. Medicare. He was really nice on my streams. Like, just... I don't have a problem with these people. The first moment I met them. How they looked when they first appeared, when I saw them in that brief moment. Room to move it. I can move around in this chair. I have room to move because it's made for big people. I'm just very short. The man clad in armor over his entire body. I will usually play with almost anybody, as long as you're not an asshole. The man with wings on his back. Oh, I have to give the new password to some people. The wavering flames. Oh, does anyone need a link to the Discord? You can get in if you want. The way they looked back then. Everyone, I feel like you all look much different when you first got here.
私たちが力を行使している際の姿ですか?
That sounds good. I know that's what Graph is doing too. Cal, have you sent the password to Mike and everybody, or do you want me to do it?
ああ、そっか。確かにあの状態って
Send it to you, Mike.
随分と見た目が変わるもんね。
I'll send it to Minuteman too. Can you give it to Minuteman? He's also been playing. He's just been on his own. I've got to actually grab him and put him in our fucking group. But he's such a spaz, I have to catch him. Unless you can do it.
私は無意識にやっちゃってるし、ソアンはあまりにも気にしないから、なんだかある意味新鮮な反応だね。
あ？格好うんぬんって。これのことか。
No sooner than he spoke, he transformed as if he were in a movie. Just then, a wind so hot that it made it hard to breathe swept across my face. I nod empathically, and everything disappears in the next instant.
確かに改めてこれが何かと問われると、何と答えればいいのか。我の場合、見ての通りに随分と場所を取る。なので、ソーアン殿にもよく叱られたものだ。邪魔だぞ、とな。
Go catch Rule 34 Mons, man. I'd jump on, but again, this render would slow everything down.
おい、しみじみ嬉しそうに語ってるけどよ。現在進行形で邪魔だぞ。
これは言ってしまえば私たちの存在における一つの形。こういうことができる存在というだけで、それ以上でもそれ以下でもありませんよ。
No, I mean, like, no. Okay, fuck you for the slow joke. No, I mean, I literally can't stream PC games right now, otherwise it would mess up the render. I can do capture card stuff, but I can't do PC. That's why I'm doing this. I legitimately cannot do capture. I can't do, like, the game would be unplayable. It would just be lag after lag after lag is what the problem would be. I see.
お、疑問解決？よかったよかった。
Calling them answered is a stretch. I went from I don't get it to I have no idea what's happening. Then, in a spark of curiosity, I ask another question. Okay then, how about you? Are you able to do that too? As if he didn't expect me to ask that, he looked a bit surprised and then...
君はエッチだな。
I like this one. What? What makes you say that? And so, by asking those few questions, I came to the following conclusions. These men were in fact outsiders, separated far from the rules of this world. So, what or who are all of you? It seemed ridiculous to have to ask such a question, but I had no other choice but to do so. I reluctantly asked my question, and then the men all look at each other. With all their different expressions, some that seemed surprised, some that understood.
そうか。やはりソーアン殿からは事情を聞いていなかったか。
The most suspicious, the one with the helmet, in which was glowing oddly on the inside, spoke as if he were pushing his chest forward.
では改めて自己紹介をさせてもらうとしよう。
Canis Espada.
我の名はカヌス。カヌス・エスパーダ。妖精界メリオの騎士だ。ソーアン殿には大変世話になった。
私はイルファド・デ・リエ。天界カエルム出身の天使ではなく、その法を破り落とされた打天使です。同じくソーアンには世話になりました。彼は実に素晴らしい人でしたよ。
Ew? IL or I1. Is the chat gonna fight over which guy we should pick?
イグニス・カリブン・クルス。獣界ベスティアの魔獣。
Yeah, I'm also rendering a 14-hour video. This is I put a challenge to myself. I wanted to put an entire series into one video, and if this works, I'll do it with the extras for it. This is basically I wanted to do something different because I'm going through some stress with the adult videos. So I wanted to just try something different, and this is my challenge to myself. If this series is popular, I'll do it with all other series. With a couple of other series, I should say, not all my series.
じゃあ最後は俺かな。魔界アスモディアから来たミシェル・アレックス。見ての通りとっても強い魔王様。よろしくね。
Oh, hold on a minute, guys. I'll be right back. Already fighting over which guy? Let's see. A knight? Wait, I can't process what's happening. I crouched down with a headache caused by all the strange words and weird introductions. At the least, I was able to understand that all of these people are absolute weirdos. Out of all these people, if I were able to pick one who is the strangest of all... Oh, I see. You're Canis, the knight, right?
ああ、カヌス・エスパードだ。この度はお悔やみ申し上げる。
Thank you. He looks strange, but he is a gentleman. He is gentlemanly. Putting that aside, there are a lot of things I'd like to ask. Yes, you are Sauron's
他な
grand...
らぬソーアン殿の孫娘の言葉だ。答えられる話ならば、いくらでも答えよう。まず、身長は190センチで、体重は秘密。趣味は筋トレやガーデニングなどを少々たしなんで。
Oh my god, we picked the gym bro. I love it. Oh, he also gardens. I fucking love him. We can go gardening together. No, wait, that's not what I wanted to know. Hang on, why is your weight a secret? That's such a silly... Wait, that's not important. What is important is what's the obvious. I want to know why you're dressed like that. In particular, the helmet. Why the helmet? After my short tirade, Canis thinks for a moment and speaks.
これでもなかなかのコーデだと自負しているのだが、何か気に障る部分があったろうか。
I love this. Coordinated?
ああ、人間界に来た際、ソーアン殿に言われたのだ。お前は目立つから見た目を気にしろ。
Well, right now Miko is training him, helping me train him, but he is still a puppy, and he's a little bit of a brat in his cage, so. And that's why you have an outfit on? Taking another look from the neck down, he seemed like any other guy around town with a normal shirt and vest, but his neck up was covered by an iron helmet like one from the Middle Ages. I can't possibly be the only one who noticed Grandpa's advice hadn't been applied very well at all. I happened to glance to the side to find the Demon King snickering as if he read my mind.
他に何か気になる点はあるだろうか?
It's not that I found another point, it's everything about you. The light gleaming from his helmet catches my eye. It looks almost like flames, but what in the world is that? What's that light coming from your neck?
これは
それはあれだね。CG 的なやつだよ。その証拠に色も変わるでしょ。
I love it. I know that's not what it is.
いいからそういうことにしとけ。こっちも説明するのめんどくせえし。
Chat, don't make fun of his special helmet. Buddha, no. Buddha has been dominating the chat with some funny shit. Seriously? It's clearly not normal, though. Well, in any case, I suppose I should ask someone else. Oh, so you get to ask them all. That's actually kind of cool. A Demon King? Even I realized how downfunded I sounded as those words spilled from my lips. The man standing in front of me, Mizier? I vaguely remember him saying something like that the first time he appeared.
魔王。人間界では割とメジャーな職業じゃない？名前くらい聞いたことあるでしょ？
Human world refers to this world where heroine and other humans live. A major role? You mean that sort of character like the ones in video games? Your English maltreated one of my other dogs because the other dog went after his food and grabbed him by the neck and picked him up. Oh yeah, no. Kiwi has learned Kiwi, when he was first came here, when he was still very, very small, learned very quickly that Miko is the boss of the house. Like, both dogs know. Miko is the boss of the house. And if she growls, both dogs legitimately stop and wait for her to give an order. It's funny to watch. She's a little dachshund. She's smaller than Kiwi at this point, but Kiwi's terrified of her. But she is a service dog, and she is slowly teaching. Like, Kiwi sees her following my commands and does start actually doing it. Like, he follows her commands. Like, what she does, like, if I tell her to sit, he sits. If I tell her down, he downs. So it is interesting to see. Maybe one day I'll film it. Kiwi's was supposed to go to be a dog for hearing. Service dog for hearing, but the place where we normally train them just lost their person for special training, so we're looking for a new place, and hopefully we can afford it.
そうそう。人間を虐殺したり、世界を征服したり、闇に包み込んだり、お姫様をさらったりするあれだね。
He's so good with this.
だから油断してると、君もさらっちゃうぞ、お姫様。
So he obeys me. No, he obeys me to a point. He submits to me. But he likes to copy what Miko does. It's really cute, too, when we go into the car. Because he can jump in the car, in the trunk. And Miko can't. So he literally sits there. And I'll film this one day. He sits there. And he waits. And I have to pick up Miko. Because the thing I have for putting them in the car, the ramp is a little too big. So I have to pick her up. And he will literally sit there until she has been picked up and put in the car, and then he will jump in the car. It is really adorable. She's also having some problems walking, so I think he's helping take care of her. So, talking about massacring people with that smile on doesn't seem quite right.
まあ、とはいえ、ここではオフだしね。魔王様とか呼ばずに、ミシェルでいいよ。
Demon King, a demonic king of evil familiar in RPGs and fantasy stories. The standard is abducting a princess and engulfing the world in darkness. One should raise their level and acquire legendary armaments before facing him. God, this game is just taking the piss out of all that.
でもミッシーとかみっちゃん呼びも捨てがたいな。
I kind of want the Demon King so far. I like him.
ほら相性ってなんだか距離が縮まった気がしない？
No, I have no need for that. I don't need to close the gap between us. Well, in any case, I suppose I should ask someone else. What do I do? Heavenly words and angels, demon worlds and demon kings. There are so many things wrong to point out that I don't know how to react. How much of this are they serious about and how much of this is a joke? As I sit struggling what to ask next, one of them walks towards me.
今は戸惑いばかりでしょうが、一度で理解する必要はありませんよ。こちらも少しずつ説明しますから、私たちのことも、この店のことも。あなたは新しいマスターなのですから。
Hey, you know what? We will just see how it goes, chat. We may end up with somebody random. We'll see how it goes. Was it Ilfa?
惜しい。残念ですが不正解です。それでは好感度は上がりませんね。
Oh my god, he's a fucking dating sim player. I love this. I love this. Friendship level?
私は打天使、イルファド・デリエ。呼びにくければイルで結構です。
Ild smiles after his explanation. I'm not entirely sure if he's a fallen angel, but there's definitely an otherworldly aura about him that would make me believe so. He carries himself with poise and seems the most normal out of the four of them.
おや、なんと発売日の変更ですか。カウントダウンを心待ちにしていたというのに。
You better be working here if you expect shit. I give an exasperated look at the fallen angel who gestures to excuse himself as he takes out a smartphone. What are you doing?
発売日の変更通知が届いたので、新作の公式サイトを確認しようかと。展開だと電波が入らないので。
Good to know even angels are weeps.
ですが、攻略対象が追加？まさかあのサブキャラにもついに専用ルートが？
Oh, I love it so much. Who is aiming the shit out of me? What's going on? He claims to come from another world, yet he just naturally took out his smartphone. On top of that, I really have no idea what he's mumbling about. I guess even if he seems normal, even this guy has something wrong with him. Well, in any case, I suppose I should ask somebody else. So, how am I supposed to be responsible to these earth-shattering self-introductions? Though rigid from shock, I noticed something. That one, the one who called himself Ignis, was staring at me. He's scary. I could feel his gaze upon me. But looking at the little more closely, the print on his t-shirt is kind of cute. Nyan? I mean... Unable to withstand his piercing gaze anymore, I gather my courage to address him. You're the demon beast Ignis, right? Did I do something wrong? I don't know why he's staring at me. Well, that's what I thought until he dismisses me with a grunt and looks away. Found the tsundere. Huh? He flips his head to the side after muttering his rude comment. Why do I have to receive this kind of abuse in our first meeting? And so, after a bit of conversation,
そういえば、ソーアンが亡くなったって言うなら、彼のコーヒーももう飲めないんだね。
そうなるな。重ね重ね惜しい方をなくしたものだ。
コーヒーなんて苦いだけじゃねえか。俺としちゃ飯が食えなくなる方がよっぽど重要だっての。
hey, Shalyn.
苦いというよりもイグニスの場合飲むと死んでしまうのでは？
はあ？なんでだよ。コーヒー飲んだだけで死ぬわけねえだろ。
なんと当人が知らないとは危険ですね。いいですかイグニス。犬にコーヒーや玉ねぎを与えると
Giving dogs coffee or onions. Such food stuff induces poisoning symptoms in dogs, so should never be fed to them. This is true.
だから俺を犬扱いすんなってんだよ、この箱入り天使。
Angel nerd, that's pretty good. Misery, the demon king, Canis the knight, Ill, the fallen angel, and Ignis, the demon beast. After their fantasy-ridden introductions, they chatter amongst themselves.
さてと、どうかな。俺たちが何者かちゃんと伝わった。
From the looks of them, it didn't seem like they were trying to trick me or tell me absurd lies about alternate worlds. Right. Even though... Let's see. Maybe. A little bit. I couldn't quite believe them. I'll try for now. Honestly, I don't even understand half of what you all are talking about. Anyway, none of you are normal people. No shit! But to my grandfather, you were all important customers, right?
ああ、我らは人の断りの外に生きる者。別の種族だと考えてもらって間違いない。
ソーアンが俺たちを大切に思ってたかどうかは今じゃ確かめようがないけどさ。でも彼がそんな風に思っててくれたら俺たちはすごくすごく。
I don't know what sort of bond, what sort of time these men and Grandpa had spent together, but I couldn't help but notice Miser's smile was one of melancholy. At that point, Ignis and everyone took a seat nearby and showed that they were ready to have a serious chat with me.
あれだ。この際俺たちのことを信じるかどうか後回しでいい。それより一つ聞かせろ。てめえはここに何をしに来た？
What? His eyes squinted a bit more. It was silent. His sharp gaze was upon me, scanning every little detail.
そうだ、ソーアンの孫。てめえの話は俺たちもジジイから何度も聞かされてる。
Good, Grandpa.
昔はこの店でジジイと住んでたらしいが、最近じゃ仕事が忙しいとかいう理由で随分会ってなかったそうじゃねえか。
そんな君がなぜ今になってここを訪れたのか。そして君がこの場所、アンシャンテをどう思うのか。それは俺たちにとっても重要なんだ。
I had a feeling they also guessed as to why the granddaughter of the shop owner came. After the shop was abandoned for so long, and that this meant Enchante was at a crossroads.
店を継ぐのか、それとも畳むのかってね。
Misery spoke as if he read my mind, as if reacting to his somber smile. I hold out a letter towards them. The reason I came here is because of this letter I received from Grandpa. If I die, I leave this shop in your hands. Go there yourself and have a look around. If you feel you don't need it, sell it. or you can feel free to make it your own place. That's what the letter says.
ソーアン殿の遺言か。
I nod, my fingers graze the leaf of paper as I look toward them again. You're right, I hadn't taken time to see Grandpa. But it's not because I didn't want to. I love him and he used to take care of me. If he knew I took advantage of his kindness to escape my own current problems, I'm sure he would have been sad.
逃げ出すですか？
Right, I didn't want my dear grandpa to hate me for leaving that place. But in the end, his passing is what brought me this letter and brought me here again. The fact that this has all been a trigger for me to escape that place, that's the truth.
何のことだかさっぱりわからねえが、てめえの言ってるそれはただの想像だろうが。ソーアンがそんな細けいことを言う口かよ。バカみてえに笑って。そんで終わりだろ、あいつならよ。
Ignis's words were tinged with sadness. Hearing them, I turned towards the others. Grandpa talked about how important this cafe always was to him. So, if there are any secrets to it, I'd like to know every detail. So please tell me, what exactly is this cafe? What are these alternate worlds? My question made them look at each other. The sound of the shop returned to what it must have been like before we arrived, silent.
言葉で説明するのは難しい。だが、ここまであなたが見た通りだ。ここは喫茶アンシャンテ。異界へつながるゲートがある店。異界の住民たちが訪れる喫茶店。
Café Enchante, a cafe operated by the heroine's grandfather. Its true identity is a cafe that welcomes customers from another world. The heroine didn't know about this until she took over the cafe. Can I get the other one? No, how do I get the other one? Other world literally refers to mysterious worlds other than the one the heroine lives in, existing in different spaces and times and reasons, while they seem to be a product of the... I need to go deal with something. Sorry about that. Well, I need to go deal with something. I'll be right back. Sorry about that, guys.
店のマスターであるソーアン殿は我々のような人外を客として受け入れ、このアンシャンテを営業していたのだ。
Hopefully things will quiet down now. I do want to continue this. But I will have to end it soon. Non-humans, a general term for those that aren't human in this game. It can refer to anyone from another world.
昔からここはそういう場所でした。本来交わらない世界が交わる店。奏でられたひとときの幻。我々の居場所。
もっとも小さかった君は覚えてないかもしれないけどね。
Wait, did I meet you at some point in the past, Mizir?
ほんの短い時間だったからね。覚えてないのも無理はないよ。
If that's the truth, had they already been coming to the cafe back when I was still living here as a child? I close my eyes and try to remember fragments of images begin to cross my mind. Events buried in my memories of those past 15 years begins to surface.
俺が店を開く一番の理由はな、うちに来てくれる奴らがいるからだ。
Of course, these memories are from when I was a child. It's difficult to recall them. But I don't think I ever had considered then that the customers I saw weren't normal human beings. Now that they mention it, I feel something nagging in the back corners of my mind. These still fleeting fragments of memories slumbering within.
そして遠くから、そう、信じられねえくらい遠くからわざわざこの店に来てくれる客もいる。
That's right. Grandpa always so cheerful when he would talk about the guests that visited. It didn't matter if they were human or not. I probably just don't remember, but I'm certain Mizir and the others would be in those memories. All of those bizarre stories I'm hearing, I feel like I believe them all just by recalling the heartfelt words from my grandpa. It's all true, isn't it? About other worlds, the non-humans. That Grandpa kept this place open all for you of you.
まあね。というか、俺たち自身の存在が一番の証拠だと思うんだけどさ。
私も嘘ではないと保証します。私はれっきとした打天使であり、このアンシャンテの居候でしたから。
Sorry.
ここはそんな我々にとって最高の喫茶店でした。
だが、ソーアン殿が亡くなった以上、今まで通りとはいかないだろうな。
Canis shakes his head with a sullen movements. You all came to the shop from the other worlds using that door, right? So what happens if the shop was demolished? If the shop closed down and was demolished, I'm pretty sure the door wouldn't survive.
別に大したことじゃねえ。鍵さえ開いてりゃ勝手に来ることくらいはできる。
The lock?
ゲート。あの扉にプレートがかかっていただろう。
The plate? I assume it's one that reads open and closed. Right, I see it, but is that the lock?
不思議なもんでね。うちの鍵はあれなんだよ。
Gate lock refers to the sign plate on the enchanted gate. Turning it over locks and unlocks it.
そのままの意味だけど、オープンなら扉は開くし、クローズドなら扉は開かない。俺たちとしては、イグニスが言ったように、鍵さえ開いていれば、勝手に出入りもできるんだけどね。けど、たまーに良くないものが出てくる可能性もあるから、基本的にはちゃんと施錠した方がいいね。
What unpleasant things?
世界を滅ぼす系の者たちですね。あとは自分以外の生き物を目にすると容赦なく虐殺するものとか。
That's too dangerous. Grandpa, how could you open this shop without batting an eye at that kind of danger?
ちなみに店舗を潰したら異世界の扉がどうなっちゃうのか心配になるかもしれないけど、そこは心配いらないよ。そもそもゲートは破壊できないからね。それに店舗も俺やイルが術をかけててね。完全じゃないけど、店を害する相手が自然と遠ざかるようには仕向けてあったりするからさ。
In other words, it seems the shop eluded demolition due to this mysterious power. I see, that's astounding. It does seem rather convenient.
そういうものってだけだよ。意外と知らないだけで不思議なことはその辺に溢れてるもんさ。
But if that's really the case, the shop couldn't ever disappear, is that right?
場所だけはね。けどそこが居心地のいい場所かどうか、それはまた別の問題でしょ。俺たちが望んでいる場所は、この店のアンシャンテのマスターが俺たち人外を心よく迎えてくれる場所なんだ。
A place where you feel welcome?
わがままだっていうのは誰よりも俺たちが痛感してるんだけどね。
A silence once again drapes all over the cafe as those words were uttered. While I was still searching for what to say, Mizir suddenly stands from his seat.
何せよ、急な話なのは理解してるよ。俺たちは少し席を外すから、ちょっと考えてみて。
Wait, but where are you going?
我々はおのおのがソーアン殿よりアンシャンテの上階を間借りしていてな。久方ぶりということもあるので、そこへ。
You rented rooms?
うん。頻繁にここへ訪れ、宿泊することもあったのでな。 それぞれ家賃を払って借りていたのだ。
That's convenient. I see. Come to think of it, Il did clearly mention he was living in the shop. It's true that I had yet to see the second floor of Enchante. I really would have never imagined that these non-human guests would be staying up there.
つうか、ジジイが死んだなら、俺たちの部屋どうなってんだ？根こそぎ片付けられたりしてねえよな。
I'm not sure. I haven't been upstairs yet. I don't know if the housing authority or city officials have come to see the property.
それは困ります。
This motherfucker has anime figures all over his room. Just wait. Il abruptly stands up.
私の部屋には大事な宝物があるのです。それを留守中に片付けたなどと。
Called it.
こうしてはいられません。一刻も早く無事を確かめなくては。
With that, Il rushes upstairs in a huff. I think he might have flown a bit, even. What in the world?
ほっとけ。あいつはいつもああなんだよ。
というか、ここの結界はゆかりのない人よけも兼ねてるし、まあ心配ないとは思うけどね。
んじゃ、俺も部屋行ってくるわ。ガネス、お前も相部屋だし、来るだろう。
ああ。とはいえ、我々は物が少ない。ついでに簡単な掃除でもしておくか。
As they begin to climb the stairs.
それじゃ、君は一度ゆっくり考えてみて。なんならコーヒーでも入れてみたら。
Mizir, the last one to leave, winked at me as he spoke. After the sound of their steps faded away, the space around me was hushed in the comparison to how it was moments ago. But then, this would have been the Enchante, would have been right now if those men hadn't arrived. People from another world, non-humans, come here to this cafe, huh? At first I was pondering if I should even bother trying to run the cafe at all. Now I sit here by myself, I'm beginning to question the very nature of reality. I need to gather my thoughts. Mizir was considerate enough to let me have some time alone. Maybe I should go outside and get some air. I think this is where we're actually going to leave it, because I do have to go deal with some stuff. So thank you guys so much for joining me for today's stream. I don't know if there will be one tomorrow or tonight. There may not be, depending on how I feel. But for now, I will see you guys all next time. Thank you everyone who joined me today. You're awesome as always. Bye guys.